Should we wait for Noah to do the cold open?
No, man, you know how much he hates the pre-show.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome, everybody, to Extreme Rules 2019 Predictions. We are the NX team. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And to round out the predictions team, of course, our fellow NX team member, the simple man, Noah Foster, proprietor of 205 Live Matters. How are you doing, Noah?
Doing very well, gentlemen. We're back together again. Let's get this on, and congrats on episode 50 of the NX Tea Party.
Oh, absolutely.
We've got 10 matches tonight, this morning, whatever, to predict. So, same rules apply. Let's get through this as fast as fucking possible. We're going to start off with the Cruiserweight Championship match, and I only start this because that was the order that Noah sent it to Jerry.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying they're going to be on the pre-show, but they're probably going to be on the pre-show. So, we've got Drew Gulak defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Tony Nese, the former champ. The guy that did not get pinned in the triple threat match to lose the title. So he's got a little bit of momentum, I'm assuming, coming into this. But Noah, you are the 205 Live guru. So we're going to let you go first, and I'm just going to pick whoever you pick. Who do you have for this championship match?
It took 134 weeks. There's no way in hell Drew Gulak is losing this time. Drew Gulak is retaining in this rubber match to end this feud once and for all, in my opinion. It's in his hometown, too.
Yeah, he just won the title. I got to agree, even if I didn't just assume you're right anyway. Because, you know the brand and I do not. I'm going to go with Gulak as well to retain. Jerry, who you got?
Gulak for a better 205.
The best 205 Live.
Nice.
Drew Gulak.
Let's follow this with the Raw Tag Team Championship match. We've got the Revival, the champions, versus the Usos, the challengers. And at the very least, they're both on Raw. So it's not like SmackDown where every championship is being defended by a SmackDown guy against a Raw guy. Just about. This is stupid. This is alright, though. This ought to be a really fucking good match. Jerry, who you got?
I got the Revival retaining. No specific reason. This kind of feels like a throwaway match to me compared to some of the rest of the card. So, but it could be a potential show stealer. But at the same time, the Usos I'm kind of burnt out on.
If anybody was going to steal a show, it's going to be the Usos, and if anybody can help them do it, it's going to be the Revival. I think this might actually be the show-stealing match. Maybe the New Day in that triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown Championships. Maybe they steal the show too, but Usos and Revival, you can't go wrong. I'm going to say the Usos pick up the victory and take the titles. I don't think that the Revival work well with the tag team championships. They always look better before they get the titles, and then once they get the titles, they end up looking like chumps because they got to use Shane McMahon or other means to keep them. And I don't think Shane McMahon's going to come out there and help them keep the titles. I think he's just going to let them fail on their own. So I'm going with Revival or with Usos to win the titles. Jerry, you got Revival to retain. Who you got, Noah?
It's weird because I wanted to think about what the next match is going to be at SummerSlam, and I'm looking at the Raw Tag Team division, and I feel like there's more like face-type teams rather than heel teams. And the Revival are Shane's boys, technically, whether he cares or not. So I'm just going to say Revival retain.
Revival retain. So I'm on my own here.
Yes, you are.
After this, let's go with the United States Championship match. We've got Ricochet defending against AJ Styles, newly heel turned.
Yep.
If that's a way to put it. Yeah. AJ Styles might have the club out there, might not, who knows. Anderson Gallows could be lurking. But I gotta think Ricochet retains, though. He just got the title, they're giving him this big push. But then again, I mean, AJ just turned heel. Like, I don't know what to... I should be going first on this one, but I'm gonna pass it to Noah. Who you got?
Jeez. This is one of those matches that's also could go either way, with Club 2.0 back and playing AJ as heel.
Yeah.
And the biggest flaw of Ricochet right now, he can't cut a great long promo. But they're
true.
doing him this major push, and I don't see him elevating him to the top title picture as much as that would be cool. So, crap. Okay, just disqualification. He still retains. Ricochet retains, but Edge Styles wins by DQ. So technically, my favorite is Ricochet.
Technically, Ricochet. Who you got, Jerry?
His mentality in general, Ricochet wins by disqualification because the rest of the club interferes. But I'm going to add one little thing to it. The Viking Raiders come out and help Ricochet ward off the rest of the club.
And then this turns into a 6-man tag team match on Raw. Makes sense, sounds good. But then again, it doesn't make sense because the War Raiders turned heel on last week's episode of Raw.
Crap.
Yeah, so sorry to burst your bubble.
They could also pull a Big Show and just be a heel one week and a face and
That could happen.
I don't know if that necessarily makes them heels, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
They were definitely heel for that. Let's move on to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. We've got Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan defending against both the New Day, that is Big E and Xavier Woods, and Heavy Machinery, that is... what do they call them now? By their first names?
Yeah.
Otis and Tucker. Dozovich
Yep.
and Knight. Let's call them that.
Right.
Because those are better names.
Dozovich and Knight I like better.
Dozovich is the whole reason they're called Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, Dozer.
Thank you!
I don't see Heavy Machinery winning, but I could definitely see the New Day taking the titles off of Bryan and Rowan. We have not seen wooden and hemp belts.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were going to keep the titles for a while, we would have seen wooden and hip belts by now, but we have not. So I'm thinking New Day and the Usos both get number 6. Or would it be number 7 for the Usos? I think it's number 6. I think they both get number 6 on the same night, and we see the Usos versus the New Day champs versus champs at SummerSlam. How about that? How about that? So that is going to be my pick.
How about that?
I'm going with New Day. What about you, Jerry?
I'm actually going with the New Day on this one.
Nice. What about you, Noah?
I want to see new eco-friendly belts. The Flyers Tag Team Champions, they don't have any other plans for Daniel Bryan, and I don't want him to just be, like, lost in obscurity. And I don't want to see all 3 members of the New Day with championships. Spoiler alert. I'm going with the Flyers Tag Team Champions, Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
I think it's time to move Daniel Bryan back into singles, but okay.
Just have Rowan be kind of like the muscle that hangs out with them every now and then.
So, up next, let's go with the last man standing match. We've got Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. This is getting heated. From that spot coming off of Raw 2 weeks ago, this is getting heated.
Is that a really, really bad pun that you just repeated twice?
Possibly. So, obviously, I got to go with Strowman here. I mean, I really don't see how anybody could say Lashley's going to win this. But, I mean, I suppose you could. You going to say Lashley? Noah?
Holy shit! They destroyed the stage, but unfortunately we got no new set. And I don't know who they're trying to push here, because I feel like both men have been buried for a while. This could go either way. So I'm just going to do the Jerry thing. Heads for Bobby, tails for freaking Braun.
Nice.
Bobby Lashley.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that coin, but sure, okay. You got Lashley. Who you got, Jerry?
Then you shouldn't trust me either, because I'm going to go with Lashley.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm already in the top 3 of the league. This show is almost a throwaway for some of these matches. I'm more excited for the previous day.
I'm defending my bottom of the barrel championship. So
Well, this show overall kind of feels throwaway, but our next match, I know I'm excited for. I know Jerry's excited for.
God.
Aleister Black finally gets back in the ring. I think this is going to be his singles debut on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
He might have had a singles match on Raw, but I think this is going to be his singles debut on SmackDown. He is facing Cesaro, who we almost didn't find out about this past Tuesday on SmackDown, but he finally sat down and showed his face. And I was watching with a friend of mine, and she's like, why does he have that mouth guard in? What does it say? I'm like, oh, God, okay. So it's The Bar, and that was the name of his former tag team with Sheamus, who's injured. And they're called The Bar because they don't just set the bar, they are the bar. And she's just looking at me like I'm fucking dumb. And then he takes the mouthpiece out, and he's got the braces on. And then I tell her the story about how he crushed his 2 front teeth up into his jaw. So that was that was a fun little storytelling time.
Oh yeah.
But Cesaro ain't nobody to sneeze at. Like,
No.
Aleister Black is going to win this match, and I'm going to go ahead and go first, Black. But it's going to be an awesome match between him and Cesaro. Who you got, Jerry?
Oh, I got Black as well, but my whole mentality was Aleister Black was going to be ready to win, and Sheamus makes his return and causes a disqualification, and Black wins his first match by disqualification.
Sure, why not? What about you, Noah?
I am so freaking excited for this match. Two of my all-time favorites, okay? What's the freaking rocking on Cesaro, but this is Black's debut. Black is winning.
Yeah.
All right, so next, let's go with the No Holds Barred match. We've got a tag team match between the returning sort of Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Who you got, Noah?
Fuck this match! Fuck you, Shane! Damn it!
Oh, I love it when he gets crazy.
Bottom line, I feel like here is Roman. You can't bet against Roman. I'm going with Roman and his team. I know Undertaker says he wants to put Drew over, but I know Undertaker, this is not going to be his last match as long as Vince owns him now, which he does. And Shane is ruining the product, but Roman and freaking Undertaker are going to win some way, somehow.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think KO is going to be the reason. Roman and Undertaker.
Definitely Taker and Roman. I got them too. Who you got, Jerry?
Oh, Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon.
What?
You know, Jerry's got to pick at least one that just blows your fucking mind.
Here's what I think's going to happen. I think Shane McMahon's going to get attacked by all those people that Kevin Owens listed off, because Kevin Owens will probably be banned from the arena. Like, pretty much anybody that doesn't get TV time is going to attack Shane McMahon in some way, shape, or form. That's going to pose a little bit of a distraction, but while in the ring, Roman may hit like a Superman punch that's misguided into Undertaker. Drew McIntyre will capitalize, pin one of the two, and that's going to cause friction between Undertaker and Roman Reigns, and we'll get that at SummerSlam.
Man, that's a lot of maybes.
I don't... Do I have anything to fucking lose?
Yeah, you're at the very
Seriously.
bottom, just about.
You know
so.
what? Keep your position. I'll have a certificate ready for you. I still owe you like 5 of them.
Yes, you do. If don't think I'm not going to hold you to them, they better be ready and framed by the time we get to Toronto.
Oh my god. So next, let's go with the SmackDown Women's Championship. This is probably the most interesting match on the card because it's a championship match being defended in a handicap match. We've got Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
And originally we thought this was going to be just Alexa Bliss gets the title off of whoever gets the victory, but it seems like Nikki Cross is insinuating that if she gets the pinfall or if Alexa gets the pinfall, they're going to share the title. I don't see that happening.
Nope.
So based off of that alone, because I was going to go with Bliss and Cross, based off that alone, I'm saying Bayley retains. Because I don't see them sharing the championship. I see that coming into play somewhere in the match, and Alexa Bliss ends up fucking it up.
Yeah.
What about you, Noah? Who you got?
I just want freaking Nikki and Bliss to break up already. It's Raw vs. SmackDown Live. Billy's retaining, even if Sasha doesn't show up. I made a bet, like I said, even if the special guest referee, there's no way Billy's losing. If Billy loses this time, I will shave my head and face bald wearing the Alexa Bliss shirt on video going forward. But there's no way in hell that's happening. Billy's retaining.
What about you, Jerry?
Alexa Bliss.
You've got Bliss and Cross.
I got Bliss and Cross winning this one.
Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry? Yeah?
Give yourself a point. This is an obvious one.
Yeah, it is. Because you want to further the Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and why not have the feud over the belts that they both own? Kind of like Eddie Guerrero in China.
Now, we do not need a repeat of Lay Cool.
All right, let's go next with the WWE Championship match. We've got Kofi Kingston defending against Samoa Joe. Who you got, Jerry?
I got Kofi.
Kofi. Nice. That's an easy pick. What about you, Noah?
Kofi, simple as that, but I hate the fact the title's surrounded by pancakes anymore, and I'm tired of Joe giving us a killer promo but not delivering. What's the point of finding him intimidating if he can't get the win? Kofi is going to win, though.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. Kofi's going to win. They have taken his championship run and really made it something, which is what I was hoping they were going to do. Make it something special because finally a black guy holds the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
You can't just let him hold the belt for a month or two and then drop it. You got to make this something special, and they have. And I think the match with Samoa Joe is just going to enforce that, even though Joe loses.
Yeah, well, now you have him going, against a great technical wrestler in Ziggler, and this time you have him going against a pretty much powerhouse submissions wrestler.
Well, we are on the cusp of SummerSlam, which is the second biggest show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want Joe going into SummerSlam with a month-long title reign, or do we want Kofi going into SummerSlam holding the title since Mania?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you want Kofi. It's the one thing they actually have gotten right since Mania.
This is easy. Kofi Kingston.
Yep.
So we have one more match left, and this is kind of a double match. This is for 2 titles. We've got the Universal title on the line. We also have the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch tagging in a mixed tag match against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Winners take all, and if the champions retain, then Corbin and Lacey Evans do not get title matches in the future.
Yeah.
So this one's easy. These feuds, this is the 3rd match in both of these feuds. This one's easy. This is done. But before I get into that, I'm going to let Noah go first, even though it was obvious my pick.
There's
Noah.
so many damn things here. Control C, Control V. We have a tag match players. You got both titles on the line in a tag match against Corbin and Lacey. Are you fucking kidding me if you believe that team's going to become the champ, especially when they're trying to turn Steph and Becky into the modern day Edge and Lita, thus destroying their characters more and buying this title more and making me care even less about Raw. Fuck this match. The champs are going to retain.
Jerry?
Rollins and Lynch retain.
And, of course, I am agreeing. Rollins and Lynch retain, and Corbin and Evans go back to the back of the line. Maybe they start up a storyline where they do fall in love. Who knows? Who cares? We do have one more point, though, for this predictions episode. This is whether or not Brock Lesnar cashes in Money in the Bank on either Kofi Kingston or Seth Rollins. You want to go first, Jerry?
I might as well. I'm going to say yes.
He does cash in.
I think he'll cash in on Rollins. Corbin and Lacey will, pretty much hold Becky in place and either give, Rollins the ultimatum or whatnot. And since Paul Heyman's going to be taking over Raw, it only kind of makes sense. And then Brock Lesnar comes out, beats Seth Rollins, takes the Universal belt.
Noah?
I almost want to agree with what Virtue says, especially because he also supports Gulak, about Brock coming out in F5 and Becky. What edgy great television that would be. But of course, they're not going to do anything nearly as good as Tessa versus
they won't do anything close to Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan.
Yeah, Slammiversary. Go check it out, people. Ah, damn. And
Awesome.
plus, I did see a tweet where Matt Riddle was with Eric Bischoff on SmackDown Live. And if they're going to actually set up Brock versus Riddle on SmackDown, holy shit, that actually would be a good damn match.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I'm thinking about SummerSlam. I don't see them doing Kobe versus Brock. I don't see them doing Brock versus Seth. I am going to say no.
So here's my thoughts. Paul Heyman came out on Raw this week and said that Brock Lesnar was indeed going to cash in at Extreme Rules on one of the 2 champs. He said this is not a prediction, this is a spoiler.
Right.
Do we want to go into next week's Raw, the first Raw that technically Paul Heyman is in control, and piss off the crowd by him coming out the previous week and saying that Brock Lesnar is going to cash in at the pay-per-view? You must watch the pay-per-view because Brock Lesnar is going to cash in, and then he fucking does nothing.
Yeah.
No chance. He might go to cash in and end up getting prevented from it, but I'm going to say he cashes in. I'm going to say Brock Lesnar defends one of those 2 titles at SummerSlam.
But which one and against who?
That's not the point. The point is whether he cashes in or not. I just don't think that Paul Heyman needs to go into his first episode of Monday Night Raw with that over his head, being a fucking liar. So
that's one thing Paul Heyman has prided himself on over the years. Even is the fact that he'll lie to wrestlers, he'll lie to lawyers, he'll lie to everybody, but he will never ever lie to the fans.
Well, we all know Paul Heyman, when he does a promo, you listen. And again, he keeps you waiting, keeps you guessing. So again, I think it's not going to happen. Jerry, you think it's going to happen? And Stefan, I just want to be clear. You think it's going to happen?
Yep, he thinks it's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
Against
I
who?
might
Because as Aaron said, you gotta pick the person.
Oh, you have to pick a person.
Oh, I didn't know he did or not. But, yeah.
I'm going to say... You said Kofi. No, you said Rollins.
He said
Yeah, I said
Rollins.
Rollins.
Jerry said Rollins.
And if your predictions are correct, you'll have Kofi in the New Day, or the rest of the New Day with belts by the end of the night.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on that. I think if you're going to put a title on Lesnar and put him on a brand for a while, you put him on SmackDown this time.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to go against what you said because it would be so much more brutal if he came out and either did F5 Lynch, or if Corbin and Evans held Lynch back while she watched Seth Rollins get beat up by Brock Lesnar and the title.
And how much more dehumanizing would it be with him wearing his, the man's man shirt?
But I think you put Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. It would make more sense to put him on Raw because that's where Heyman's going to be. I just think maybe you take Heyman away. You put Lesnar on... No, Heyman's going to be on Raw. Let's just say it makes more sense for Rollins. I'm going to say Rollins. I want the point. I think Brock Lesnar needs to go to SmackDown, especially when SmackDown moves to Fox.
They're already hyping him for SmackDown on Fox.
But he could easily lose the title before then.
This was also before they made the announcement that Bischoff and Heyman are going to be taking on their respective shows. So all of that may have gone out the window.
Yeah, if you keep Paul Heyman as Brock Lesnar's advocate, then you kind of have to keep him on Raw. Because you don't want Heyman on SmackDown too.
Because you have the makings of a new dangerous alliance if that's the case.
If you have Heyman on SmackDown, I think that undermines the idea that Heyman controls Raw, Bischoff controls SmackDown, and now they're going to be competing against each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's just go with Rollins there. So, that is our predictions.
Yeah.
That brings us to the end of this episode of the predictions. We've got Extreme Rules 2019 to look forward to this Sunday. Noah, where can we find you on social media?
A pleasure as always, gentlemen, and good luck. Aaron, good luck. We're coming for your title. If y'all want to find me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. You can find me on Twitter at nodq.com/Noah, or on my Twitter YouTube channel at youtube.com/users/NoahFox210, where at heart you will see 205 Life Matters, a series I do on a weekly basis on cruiserweight wrestling and cruiserweights in general.
Happy 25th episode.
What?
Happy 25th episode.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm on my way. That's so good day.
Yes, you are.
I'm still working on the slogan. Anyway.
If you count the double episodes as separate, we've hit our 50th episode, I believe. So.
Yeah, but he said 25, though.
Yeah, halfway there.
Yeah,
living on a prayer.
We'll always be 25 in front of you, though.
Well, like I said, it was inspired by you guys. I'm not trying to beat you.
Well,
Of
anyway,
course, right.
And of course, you'll find more stuff on my channel there, and that's reviews, retrospectives, and predictions on pay-per-views and special shows outside WWE for AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and independent wrestling companies as well. And support independent wrestling, folks. Currently, right now, I'm covering the D-Line Climax. I'll be doing a video soon with good brother Chris discussing the B block and the next 3 days of block action. But also, just keep following NoDQ.com, buy a shirt, NoDQ.com/shirts. Follow on your social media platforms. And your opinions matter. Go make a friend, make an enemy, or control virtue on the website. There's comment sections on everything. Polls, columns, memes, reviews, gifts, sexy female pics. You name it. Mostly WWE, a little bit of AEW, and some stuff in between. If you haven't already, check out our Fight for the Fallen predictions with me and Team DQ as we prepare for Saturday, which in my opinion is going to be still the better overall show. As we prepare for AEW's Fight for the Fallen, that's for free on Feature Report Live. And as always, I'd like to close, support my friends, support everybody here, Aftermatch Wrestling, the Chopping Block, Wrestling Rundown, you name it. We're wrestling fans, we have our opinion, agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. But support wrestling houses big and small, and let's keep growing this incredible wrestling community together. Simple as that. Aaron, I'm coming for your title.
We're all coming for that title. Thank you very much for being on the show, Noah. If you would like to be on a show with us, we do the NXT party with guests. We do the Rated R Rapport with guests. Occasionally we just fucking throw a show together with guests.
Yeah.
So you can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. If you just want to find me on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter.
At NoDQ General, and also my Facebook group Armbar, all capital, ARMBAR.
Exclamation point!
Got Stefan here as a part-time administrator and moderator Noah up there, and we have interesting discussions here and there in that group, so join us. But don't try to add us on Facebook. It won't bode well for you.
Yeah,
Join us,
exactly.
won't
And
you?
check out my new 205 Live Bass Facebook group as well. Jerry is our newest member. And
Yeah.
great topic for this week, Jerry. Trios title.
Nobody's answered.
Well, I only have 10 members so far. I don't expect this thing to blow up overnight.
I know.
So if you want to join the NX team and be the next guest up on the big screen, you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Armbar on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram at osborne.stefan, or just leave a message down below. Give us your email address. That's how we got Chris Mace on.
And your predictions. Tell us we're
there you go.
wrong. Go ahead. Do it now.
Do it.
And if you like our video, click the like button that's underneath me. If you like all of our videos, please click the subscribe button that's over there underneath Jerry. Subscribe to NoDQ. Also, please subscribe to Aftermatch Wrestling. That's where our videos go first, and they are in HD.
That's high definition.
That is high definition.
AP, folks.
We get throttled down on NoDQ, but that's okay. So share our video and help us reach 100 subscribers on Aftermatch. That's all one word, AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. And we are on our way to 100 subscribers. We are at 90.
Yeah, we're at 90 now.
We are 10 away. At 100 subscribers, we are going to start doing What's NXT. That's our NXT review show live on NoDQ.com. So look forward to that. So if you are subscribed to NoDQ.com, click that bell icon, because that is going to let you know in your notifications on your phone when we go live. It'll be a Thursday morning, probably around 7 o'clock. So come have breakfast with us and help us review NXT.
Bring Jim.
And Jen. So I think that's all the plugs. For the simple man, Noah Foster. For the gentleman, Jerry Slaughter. I am the wizard of NoDQ, Stefan Osborne. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Have a good day, folks.